Another edition of Orlando Lions Den podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jason JJ Jose, along with my three fellas, and welcome to season 4. Season 4, guys. Can you believe it? We got Ryder, we got Swag, and we got Eddie the Commish. Let's start down in Southwest Florida, down in the Fort Myers, where he's got his purple blue room there, Alex Ryder. I like the posters back there.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be seen. It's good to show off the poster wall. And it's just good to talk about domestic soccer. We had fun talking about all the off-season stuff back in February, but now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty because we are just, I think 11 days away. 11 days away from the start of the 2021 MLS season. Can't wait.
That's right. 11 days away, and we take on Atlanta United right here at Exploria Stadium. Down in the Keys, our man that represents Orlando City and takes over the whole South with the purple down there. Alex the Swag Brown.
What's up, man? 4 years. This is like the longest I've ever had friends. So I'm excited to be back with you guys. Always repping down here in the Keys, and of course I will be up there in a week and a half. I could never miss a home opener, so doesn't matter where I live. I'll be in Orlando for the first match of the season, especially against Atlanta. So anytime we get to see those guys, got to start the season off right.
Very good. And then we got out in Lake County, our man, the one representing the whole Groveland, Claremont, and Mineola out there, Eddie the Commish.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm glad to be back. Season 4. You know, I didn't think we'd get 4 episodes in. We are 4 seasons in. So thanks to everyone who's been participating, engaging, and listening through all this time. Made some friends and fun times along the way. And hopefully this year is a year that's fun. We don't have those dry or dire podcasts that we used to have where we're talking about another Don Dwyer miss or 6 losses in a row or why we started 7 defensive midfielders, and we go back to continuing what we did last year with winning and moving forward and looking like a real football club for once
and doing even better.
Yes,
that's right, correct. And our 5th player of the game, representing Orlando and the Orange County area, Cleon. Oh, yeah. He's already on the injured list, man.
Cleon's. No. It's today's Papa Furbert's birthday party. He finally, with the pandemic, they hadn't seen each other for a while. So
happy birthday, Papa Furbert.
Yeah, the king himself.
The best Bermudan soccer player ever, from what I hear.
King Herbert himself is joined. Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr.
And
Chicken
myself.
Himself.
Yeah. And myself, JJ, representing Seminole County up here, along with Altamont, Lake Marion, Sanford. So we got we're all over the state. So we got you guys covered all over the state, representing Orlando City. Let's thank our sponsors. This year we got Tuga Landscaping. Tuga Landscaping for all your landscaping needs. Get with Tuga Landscaping. You can check them out at Tuga Landscaping on Facebook. And then you can give them a call, 407-690-9992. Eddie.
And we got Field Turf USA. Field Turf is with us yet again for another year. Champions League is going. They do a lot of the pitches for the biggest clubs in the world, and we're glad to have them on board again. Hopefully we get to spend some time with them in Atlanta, watching Orlando City beat them at the Mercedes Butthole Stadium.
All right. Alex.
Of course, Accurate Mortgage Group at AMG Lenders on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. You can also hit up Leo. Still doing their thing, man, over there. Crazy busy. The housing market is ridiculous, as you guys probably know, especially up there in Orlando. Down here in the Keys, it's the same thing. Houses are flying off the shelves. Inventory is really low. If you're thinking about selling your house, don't do it unless you're knowledgeable about the whole process, guys, because there's a lot of places that you can get kind of shafted, lose out on a few bucks here and a few bucks there. So make sure you guys know what you're doing. Hit up Leo so you know what you're doing. At AMG Lenders, at Loans by Leo.
Awesome. And we got 2 new sponsors. Fado Portuguese restaurant in St. Petersburg, Florida. They're opening up very soon. In about 2 weeks is their grand opening, and their main sister restaurant right here in Orlando. If you want to go see the top soccer players of Orlando City, just a hint, you might see them there at Lisbon Restaurant right there at the Dr. Phillips Marketplace. And let's not forget also where these great soccer players buy their food. That's Ciabra's Food Market right there in Hunters Creek and on International Drive. You're looking for some nice Brazilian picanha? No other than Ciabra Foods. So, all right, guys, let's start talking Orlando season. We're 11 days away. Let's talk about the roster. Let's talk about the newbies, Pato. Let's talk about Vanderwater. But we need a left back still, I think it is. We still need a left back. What do you guys expect this season with this roster of Pato coming in, formerly from AC Milan, played, I think, 2 or 3 games with Chelsea in his whole career. People are making it like he played a whole bunch of games. He's only played, I think, 2, I think. But
JJ's mid-season form. Like, let us have this, JJ. Let us have
it. Okay. We have Pato. Thank you.
Yes,
Alexandre Pato.
How many goals has he scored in preseason so far?
2 goals, 2 assists.
2 goals.
There we go.
So, but hey, mid-season form again, but it's preseason. So wait until it really counts and everything. But let's go. Let's talk. Eddie, what do you think about this roster of Vanderwater and Pato?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the roster, they did a lot of overhaul last year, right? And they brought a lot of different players. There wasn't a ton of holes to plug, I guess. The most obvious one is left back, and they tried to solve that. That didn't work out. So I guess we're going to go internally. We think that Moutinho will be back sooner than later, but I guess we'll see how that turns out in regards who is going to be the permanent left back, I guess. I do think that they still signed someone for that spot still. So they've had trialists at left back, and we'll see how that works out. But the roster is vast. We still have 3 draft picks that haven't shown up. Rio Hope Gunn, the center back from Georgetown, should be here now or should be any second. He left Georgetown to show up here, join us in camp. That could be good because we don't have a ton of center back depth. We have 3 center backs basically, but if we get all three rookies, I don't know where they're all going to fit. We're going to have to put some on loan. We have Sylvester Vanderwater, who's a winger from Heracles in the Dutch league. He had a few goals, about 4 goals, 3 assists so far in their campaign. He's fast. He's got flair. I mean, he's bold player. I mean, he seems like he works hard. And he really, really wanted to come here, where he kind of sabotaged his team for a second, then got his head right. Then they let him go when they thought it was fit. Like, they needed him for January. After that, they let him go to us. He just arrived. He hasn't had a chance to kind of get in yet, so I'm not sure where he's going to fit, especially with a game in 10 days. But he should bring competition to both wings, and he's a guy who could get behind and cut inside. And in Pato, I'm telling you, I was excited from the signing. From the get-go, I think his skill set is elite for this league. He's not old. I think a player when they're happy and they're gonna thrive. I think he's happy in this environment. This is a club that's very conducive to players from South America to Latin America. Oscar's a good coach. Oscar is part of the reason he's here, and he gets a chance to be the big fish again. Players like that, and I have big expectations for Pato. I think that was an underrated signing. I hope it's a 1-year deal with an option. I hope he picks that up. But so far, it's 2 goals, 2 assists in preseason. I'm excited about that. And then we have 2 homegrowns as well that we added. So right now we have about 93 players or so. So, if we trimmed it down by 2/3, we should be ready, roster compliant. Or we could do Inter Miami, just not pay attention to roster rules. We'll see what happens.
Alex Ryder, your thoughts on the signings and the rosters for this season so far?
I just want to say we did leave out a very important 3rd edition in Brandon Austin at goalkeeper, the sole loan that we have this season, coming to us all the way from London town, Tottenham Hotspur. And I think this is more important a signing than we give the front office credit for, because there's a little tournament taking place from early June to the middle of July called the Copa America, where Pedro Gallese has a very good chance to represent his Peruvian team, and we would be out without a goalkeeper. And I know I've sang Mason's praises on this podcast in the past, and with Rowe not being on the team anymore, it would have been Mason, but getting some young Premier League caliber player in there to play for us in that time is going to be beneficial. And I don't know, I didn't do that much homework, but we have a lot of matches in between early June and the middle of July. So those are going to be crucial games where we still have a young quality goalkeeper to help us. And then with Mason as backup, as always. Obviously, Pato, can't say enough about him. He's looking like he's coming in all guns blazing. It's very clear he has clicked with the very soul of the club, both on and off the field. He's socializing with existing players. He looks like I saw someone compare him to Danny Rojas, that he is Orlando City's Danny Rojas.
Mucho joy.
Mucho joy. Football is life.
Yeah.
If you don't get that reference, go watch Ted Lasso.
You need to watch it immediately.
You need to watch it. And that he's just so happy, and he's been quoted saying he's so happy that he was led to come to Orlando, and he's going to put that out on the field for us. So very excited about that. Van der Water, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is going to be the tallest winger we have. It's 6 feet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's gonna be helpful because we had a lot. I don't know if it was the change of play, it was the style we changed to. We had a ton of corners last year, like a ton, and we didn't do a lot with them because we didn't have a big man in there. Do you guys remember? Was it Sane that we had for a minute? That was big and got a lot of corners.
We just had never had a center back that's good at headers since Seb Hines, who crushed in one preseason game, right, and a couple others. But
Didn't Seb Hines score 4 goals in one game?
Against a third division team out of Brazil. Yeah.
But still, we just and corners don't generate a lot of goals, but any having help getting goals from our corner would be great, because I don't remember having more than 1 or 2 last year.
And it's not like he's going to start. I think he's going to be a come off the bench, sub on for Nani, sub on for Mueller, sub on for all of our other wingers, give him 25 minutes. It'll probably be on for Mueller more than Nani, because Nani goes off the pitch kicking and screaming more often than not. So, and as a primary for 55 to 60 minutes when Nani needs to take a rare rest once every 2 months.
True.
I'm excited. I like the additions. I'm excited to see 2 new homegrowns and see what they'll do. And I had forgotten, Eddie, you brought up all the college kids. I had forgotten we even had a draft this year. So that'll be interesting to see.
2 center backs and goalkeeper. They all continue to play their college matches, and only one that's reported to be coming right now is Rio Hope Gun. But the goalie, I forgot his name, Bannenberg, I think. He was here for a little bit and he went back. So I don't know.
All right.
We'll see.
Alex, the swag, your thoughts on the season roster moves and the season roster?
You know how I feel. Ain't changed. Ricardo, Poppy, Luis, they made the decisions. I believe these guys will work. So that's all that matters to me. Van der Water, I'm excited for him. He's been trying to get here for a while, almost a year now. So I know he's excited to be here. Obviously, he wants to play. He's always been big talking about playing with, Nani, and now he gets to play with Pato too. So I'm excited to see those 3 up front, which inevitably will be happen at some point, I'm sure. Mauricio, he's back. That's great. I think a lot of people are forgetting about Alexander Alvarado, Mateus Ayas. Those are my 2 sleeper picks for the season. Now that they're in for the whole year or off season, they've had the time to adjust, because we didn't get to see them much last season. But Mateus Ayas, man, that guy was a killer in the league that he was playing at before he got here. passing the ball, scoring the ball. So everybody's worried about losing Daryl, DK, but if it happens, I'm not too worried about it. We got plenty of guys coming right off the bench, ready to score goals. If anything, the tables have turned, and now we're just looking at the back line, that we're worried about, especially to start the season. We got our center backs and Janssen and Antonio Carlos, but like Eddie said, not much depth after that. Just really Schlegel is about it. Maybe we get these college kids in, but remember we lost Kamal Miller. We got Huan, who's healthy. We got Kyle Smith, who I'm assuming is going to start out at left back, but then after that it gets pretty slim pickings after that, and then we got Pedro. So the back seems a little bit sketchy, but everything after that, if we could stay healthy back there, I don't see any reason why we're not going to be full strength, except for Mauricio out the first match or first two matches, I think, because that's suspension. Nani, he's been kind of MIA, so we'll hope to see him, but I'm not too worried about the attack, Al. I mean, we got probably the best attack in the league, and I'm not just an Orlando City fan saying that. There's a lot of people that are saying that right now. So
we have to be the deepest at least, right? I mean, we have like we got more wings than KFC.
You got these pundits, man, and they're talking about we have one of the top attacks in the league, and they're forgetting huge names that they like Alvarado, like IS. These guys that can score 10 or more goals easy, and that's kind of what they were brought in to do. You know what I mean? So if they put up double digit goals, these guys are talking about everybody could talk about it as DK, Mueller, Nani, Perea, Pato now that we got him, but people are forgetting about Sylvester and Alvarado and IS and Benji. I think people are sleeping on Benji.
Hey, let's not forget everybody out of you three. One person, I think maybe Ryder mentioned it, Mueller. Nobody's Alex, Swag. You haven't even mentioned Mueller. I mean, Eddie, I don't think you've mentioned Mueller. Let's not forget Mueller. We got Mueller on the team too, guys.
I mean,
we'll get to that later. JJ, don't give away my pick. Don't give away my take.
Crazy
but I'm
to
just
think
saying,
that
I mean, the way
Chris
you guys
may
are
not
talking,
even be a starter, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a starter.
He's a starter.
He's a starter, absolutely. He might not play all 90 every week, but he's going to be a starter. He's going to score goals. And so
I think that's debatable, personally.
Who takes his place? Tell me.
I mean, I don't even think Nani's a starter. So
I think.
Wow. Okay. Tell me. Who takes those spots?
Alvarado, easy, is taken out. Is going to be on the left, is my assumption for sure. Pato is going to play more central, and then I don't think you brought in Vanderwater on a TAM contract to sit on the bench, my guys. Just telling you right now.
Vanderwater, from what I understand, Vanderwater was brought in because Mueller's doing well, right? He's got potential. He's getting looked at by other teams. You got to prepare. You got to have some depth to possibly replace, and you want competition. No, I think Mueller's going to have a great year. Actually. I think Mueller. I mean, he's preseason talk about goals. I mean, he banger the other day. And Mueller's versatile. He showed well with the U.S. national team. I think Mueller's going to have a good year. But Vanderwater and these guys are brought in. It's open competition everywhere. Vanderwater is not brought in just to sit there to sniff Mueller's behind. He's there to push Mueller, and if he gets better than Mueller, then he gets better than Mueller. They don't care. They're not worried about hurting Mueller's feelings or whatever. Well, the best man's going to play. There's competition in every spot. The only one we know is guaranteed minutes is going to be Tesho. Everyone else is going to have to fight for it for the most part.
And I love Chris, but I mean, he tends to do the same thing every year, and he's done it now, 2 or 3 seasons where he starts hot and then he dwindles off, and that's kind of been everybody's problem. So
and that's fine.
Last year you can't count against him. I don't think you can count last year against him because of COVID, because of how late the season actually started.
I mean, I'm not ever counting it against him in general. We need the points. You guys know me too. We need the points in the beginning, just like we need it in the end. So if he wants to have a stretch where he puts up 8 goals and 4 assists in 6 games or in 8 games, do it in the beginning. It matters the same as the end to me. But what you need is depth. You need guys that when Chris isn't going to have 8 goals in 10 games, when he's going to go into a rut, you just slide another guy in, and then that guy has a chance to get hot.
Which is nice.
And missing last year, and now that's what by adding these guys like Van der Water, Pato, getting all these extra reinforcements up top is going to go a long way, because when goals start drying up, you got a well on the bench pretty much in every direction that you look. So,
and the amount of games we're playing in the span of time, there's going to be 3 games in 7 days. Several, it's going to be very busy.
Chris, he's not going to be
there's
playing
no
all
way
those games anyways.
Yeah, everybody's going to get plenty of minutes. Everyone's going to be needed. Gold Cup, call-ups, et cetera, et cetera. There's going to be plenty of minutes to go around.
We say that every year, guys. We say that every year. The depth,
but there's
looks
more
great.
competition this year.
Yeah, a lot more. We have. I rudely interrupted JJ just now. I'm sorry, and Alex earlier, as we were talking about. We've got more wings than KFC. We've got 9 forwards listed on the roster this year. That's a lot of competition, and there's a ton of great names on here. Mueller, Pato, Tesho, Nani, Benji, Alvarado, Van der Water. We've got the new homegrown Rivera, and you've got Ayas. I mean, those are all great names, and we're going to
maybe DK if he comes back.
And that's true. DK 10. DK's not even listed in the roster right now.
You didn't even say Nani in that. That's how deep we are.
I did. Nani was somewhere in the middle. He was just kind of just went past him, because this is how deep we are.
So JJ, you're saying we don't have the depth. You think, JJ?
Well,
you're going to hold the past against us?
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's how we mean it. We mean
let the past die.
Hold on. Let the past die. I agree. But every year we come to at the beginning, man, we have a strong team. Man, our depth is good. Man, and then next thing you know is, man, who's subbing? Who we're going to get to do this sub? Oh man, he's horrible. Oh, this and that. So we got to look. We got to look and be basically, how can I say, realistic. I mean, yes, you're going to have 2 forwards, basically, and 2 wingers, or 1 forward and 2 wingers. Okay. You're not going to have the rest of those guys on the bench. Not all of them are going to be called up to the AT. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you're also going to look at Halliday. Let's not forget, Halliday can play left back also. Okay. So he might be the starter instead.
You talk about being realistic, and you're mentioning whether Halliday's good or not. We don't even know if he's good or not.
I think he's good. You haven't seen him play?
I have seen him in OCB, and he's fast, and that's all I can say for now. They see something in him. Better people who can evaluate players better see something in him, so I will defer to them.
Okay. But my thing is we can't keep saying that we have depth. We said depth, and we've talked about depth the last 2 years, always saying we have depth on our bench. We have depth on our bench. Well, we're going back to saying the same thing. We have depth on our bench, but guess what? Have we seen really Isaiah's play or Alvarado play?
How can you never say his name? Yeah, no. Look, it's fair to say. Look, on paper, we have good depth. We don't know how Ayas, Alvarado, or Van der Water are actually going to do. So that's fair.
That's my main thing. We can't say that these guys are coming in. They're going to do great.
But JJ, I think what Alex is saying is that these guys have been nailing picks and additions have been working out. So you're going to trust that they've nailed it again, right, Alex?
I mean, I genuinely think that we're going to have goals for days. We will have one of the best attacks in the MLS, no doubt about it. All right, hands down. But the problem lies, and as a Liverpool fan, it's pretty. This is easy PTSD. But guys, we have 3 center backs on the roster. Maybe 4 if you count. I don't know, anybody else that may be coming from one of our draft picks. Halliday. We were playing Andres Pereira at center back the other day in the friendly. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we do not have the depth that you guys speak of, except for in the attacking positions. So for me, I'm worried about the depth, and the defense is what holds it down. We were so blessed and so lucky last year to have Janssen and Antonio Carlos be healthy for the majority of the year. That was like a massive blessing for us. If we lose one of those guys at any point, it's ugly. It could get ugly. Who cares if we can score 2 or 3 goals a game if we're giving up 4? So, it doesn't really matter. And right now we are 1 injury away from testing the waters at center back and the back four, or 2 injuries away from like, what are we doing?
Yuri Rosell, Andres Perea, back line.
Yeah.
Woo.
So
yeah, we're gonna Leeds United it. We're just gonna play a bunch of midfielders everywhere.
All right,
Yeah,
let's talk about real quick about the Dike loan that's going on. We're going to talk a little bit about that because we did bring it up.
Barnsley supporters, skip this part now. You're not going to hear me on this one.
So his current value, let's look at that. And will he be back? I mean, from what I'm understanding, they want 20 mil, Orlando City. They've been offered 10. Is he worth the 20 mil? You know, I mean, I actually heard Everton is interested also. Don't know how true it is, but I heard Everton is also interested. I mean, this guy's gone into Championship League and just he's dominated. We do got to say that and everything. As an Orlando City fan, I don't want to see him leave. I want him to stay, you know. But if I'm able to get between 10 million, 15 million, heck, 20 million, I'm selling. This guy was basically free for us, you know. And the only thing we had to pay was the salary. And think of all that money we get. I mean, yes, some of it has to go to the MLS or whatever, but definitely sell for 10 million. I think that we should jump on it if he's going for 10. Now, if they're trying to have him finish out the season in the championship at Barnsley and see what he does and maybe get more. But then the other factor is what happens if he gets hurt or injured? Now we're basically screwed. We lose our money. And here you go, damaged goods back to Orlando City. So my thing would be, if you get 10 million from him, be happy, because there's players out there in Europe that are very good players that aren't even going for 10 million. So be happy for a rookie guy that was basically rookie of the year here in Orlando City, and getting 10 million off of him is a heck of a deal. And Orlando should jump on it real quick. Your thoughts, Eddie, on Dike?
DK's got 7 goals, 2 assists in 13 matches. Should have had a hat trick. Man of the match, man of the month, the man of England right now, or at least second division England. And, you know, milk it for what it's worth. We have a contract. You don't need to Kyle Aaron him and drag him along, but it's only a second year. And if he comes back, great. But I think if he comes back, it's for a bit, and then we sell him in the summer window. And I do think that England, they overpay for transfers. That seems to be the market that wants him. So I don't think they should settle for 10 million. You don't take the first offer. You could take more. Is 10 million great? That's basically $10 million in profit. MLS only takes 5% of a transaction like that. So that's straight cash on me, basically. And but I think if he keeps doing what he's doing and getting all this attention, you Google the guy, the amount of articles about him everywhere are incredible. He's getting a ton of attention. I don't think you should just take that first offer. And if he comes back, a great, as an Orlando City fan, I would love for that to happen so we could do better, because I think he's going to crush it. But at the same time, it's good for the club to have someone move on like that. And it's a draft pick. He was a 6th overall pick. Miami passed on him twice. And so that's just hilarious. And we got a guy for free 99. We're going to sell for 10, 15, 20 million. That's phenomenal.
Alex Ryder. You're on mute.
I got muted.
There you go.
I'm back. So here's the thing. I think he's going to finish out the season in the championship. The contract was, and the loan was until the end of the season. We can recall him at any time, and we might benefit from recalling him before the end of the season, in the span that we would probably get him to play some games for us, and we would surely gain points off of that. But we could also, if we let him stay, his value can go up. His value, like was said, yeah, he can get injured, but he can also take the foundation he's already started with. I mean, since he arrived, Barnsley are 10 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws in all competition. He's appeared in all but 1 match for them. They've had 5 wins that you can directly trace to goals he has scored. That's 15 points, where they have gone from 12th to 5th. They are now in the hunt for the championship promotion playoff. which is played on the weekend, the last weekend in May. We have, and I'm doing this all on the fly, 1, 2, 3 games in June, and 1, 2, this is great audio, 3, 4, 5 matches in July. That's a good chunk of matches that he can come back for and he can play for, but he's also going to be away. We're going to lose him again to the Gold Cup. So my thing is, I want to hold on to him, and I want him to play matches in an Orlando jersey again. But I think we should sell him before the summer window ends. That we should, whoever the highest bidder is, if he's healthy, if he's still playing well, which I believe he is, and his stock will go up even more in the Gold Cup. Don't sell him now. You don't have to sell him now. Diamond hand him, let his value increase with a possible promotion in the championship, get some matches back in MLS and show that it wasn't just a fluke, and have him score in the Gold Cup, see what he does in the Gold Cup, and then see what the offers are. I think if anyone comes remotely close to $20 million, anywhere between $15 and $25 million, that should be the range you sell. You sell them on, you get 80% with a 20% sell on value, as was originally the terms of the loan, rumored terms of the loan, and you move him. I'm going to be sad to see him go. I would like to see him play in purple again, but here's the thing. He can go over there, and if he leaves on good terms, he can come back later.
Yeah.
It's not, this has happened to us before.
I just was reading something. Sorry to interrupt there, Alex.
Go ahead.
I was just reading something that just popped up. The $10 million offer, according to the BBC, this is according to the BBC that I just reading right now, that Orlando City turned down the $10 million. The report claims that the offer came from one of the England's top 6 clubs. And usually the top 6 clubs are Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Tottenham and Man City.
Okay.
So you already have
Liverpool, yes.
Those 6 clubs, one of them asking for 10 mil. And he just skyrocketed also to 5.5, his market value.
Yeah.
And if he continues going, he could, by the end of this, by championship, he could be close to being a market value higher than 10 million. So yes, he can get definitely 20, maybe even 25 or 30. I'm
in hands, baby.
But I'm just reading this right now. If you got these top teams, in England wanting him, so
yeah, for sure.
But you definitely.
Are you guys ready?
Concern is if he gets injured.
All right, guys. Hey, this is look. We're gonna do a little disclaimer. Alex Brown's opinions do not necessarily reflect the podcast opinions. That's his own. I'm teasing. Go ahead, Alex. Unleash.
Listen,
we're here because everybody needs a free
$20
reign to say what they
million
want.
minimum. All right. When we sent him to Barnsley, the market value was $20 million. End of story. That's what we set the price tag. If you ask me, it's gone up. All right. It's gone up. Shouldn't even be 20 million. Ricardo, Luis, they're probably sitting there going, oh my gosh, 20 million. We probably undervalue this guy already. Right. So 20 million, easy. Okay. Easy. There's not a doubt in my mind he's worth $20 million. There's never been a doubt in my mind that he's not worth $20 million. He's going to go for 80 in 2 or 3 years. All right. It does not. The guy is a machine. He's a tank. He'll be starting on the World Cup team next year. I don't want to hear about Josh Sargent. I don't want to hear about nothing. If Daryl Dike gets sold, okay, he will be playing for one of the top clubs or in the top leagues. All right. And he will overtake Josh Sargent as the U.S. striker. The guy is a beast. All right.
He's
the
also
guy
only
is a
20 years old.
generational talent. Okay. The guy is not an American generational talent. He is a worldwide generational talent at striker. Okay. He is the definition of what happens when the Americans put their middle linebackers in and make them play soccer?
Yeah,
Everybody's
yes.
asked that question for decades.
Yeah.
We got the answer. Daryl Dike is going to show us how it's
I
going to
love
roll.
that.
All right.
The whole one of our best
I got
athletes
that
play
on a
soccer.
t-shirt.
That
The
is
guy
awesome.
is
So-
a monster. People look at, you could see what he's doing in the championship. The guys are confused. They're not
They're
even
bouncing off of him, Alex. I mean, people.
the defenders there are just genuinely confused how somebody can be so big, so strong, so fast, and so under control all at the same time. The guy's only 20. The reason he's worth 20 mil is because of potential. All right. It's the same reason that the stock market goes up. It's the same reason gold goes up. It's called potential, guys. If he was 29 years old and doing this in the Champions League, he'd be worth 2 million, and Barnsley could afford him. But unfortunately, they can't. All right. He's 20 years old. He ain't going to be worth no $2 million. The Barnsley fans can take that and shove it wherever the sun don't shine. All right. 2 million bucks ain't happening. Okay.
Stick that up the Reds, right?
Barnsley.
Right.
It's
Alex,
it's
take that 2 million,
ridiculous.
stick
Dude.
that
I've
up the
had
Reds.
enough of this 2 million, 5 million, $10 million nonsense. We ain't taking no $10 million unless it comes with an 80% sell-on fee. That's it. We got to keep 80% of the rights. That's it. You guys want 2 million? We better keep 99% of them rights, because when you guys sell him for $80 million, I want every single dime. All right. If you guys want him for 2 million today,
They should pay us $2 million just to loan him.
Yeah, I told you guys that. They should give us a $2 million tip just for the form that they've been in. When I go to a restaurant and I get excellent service, I give a good tip. All right. They should give us a $2 million tip just because we sent them there, and they ain't damn lost a point since we sent them there. So
to
that's
the
what
Barnsley
we deserve.
supporters still listen.
I don't even care. Barnsley, you're on a whole. I can do a whole show about how crazy, just how delusional. I mean, what they got in the water in Barnsley. I need some of that. Maybe I don't. It's crazy. I still haven't even decided yet.
Yeah,
But
We'll talk about it on Clubhouse later.
Yeah, I want to move to
BK,
Barnsley.
the question is he worth it? Yes. Do I care if he comes back? I don't really care. I hope that he goes for his sake, but I just hope somebody pays us, because if they don't pay us, they're going to bring him back. All right. He's going to dominate, and then he's going to be sent again. Either way, guys, we're going to get our money. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question to three of you guys. If we do sell him for 20, 25, 30, 40, 80, whatever million, do we put a percentage if he is resold that we get money?
Yeah, we already
Absolutely.
the offer we already
Yeah.
declined was 10 million with 20% sell on fee. Not enough.
Yeah.
For me, it's
Yeah,
2020. That should be the minimum.
Yeah, I think 20, lower than 15. That sell on.
I mean, dude, look at Alphonso Davies. The guy's
Mhm.
Canadian. He's playing in Vancouver. They don't get anybody to watch their games. He sells for what, $12 million, something like that. It was a record. And I'm doing the quotes, quote unquote, a record fee. Everybody was like, you got to sell him. You got to sell him for a record fee. He's a left back. You got to sell him. And now he's worth $100 million. And yeah, maybe he wouldn't be worth $100 million if he didn't go to Bayern. Maybe he would. Who knows? But what I do know is Vancouver sold him for $8 million 2.5 years ago. Now he's worth $100 million. If I sold something 2.5 years ago for $8 and today it was worth 100, I'd feel like an idiot. So you can't blame Ricardo and them for being a little weary and wanting their $20 million.
Yeah, totally.
That was it.
I agree.
Down.
Good rant there.
That's it.
Heck with the
Definitive
Barnsley
rant.
fans.
Definitive rant on that topic. Moving on. Doesn't get better
All
than
right,
that.
let's talk about the
I love you,
homegrown
Daryl. And one thing sorry guys, about Daryl is honestly, I love the guy and probably going to go down as an OC legend, even if he does leave, just because of what his career is going to turn into, is what I have a feeling. He could never play another game with us. The guy will turn into an Orlando City legend, is my opinion. I love the kid. It doesn't make me happy that anytime he scores a goal, all we think about is money. But hey, this is a situation we're in, guys.
This is a business.
We've never had this sort of talent, so we have to take advantage of it. We have to take advantage of thinking of the positives. $20 million, $30 million, guys. That's for an MLS franchise. That's game changing.
Think
You know
what
I mean,
we
that
could
can
buy
set
with
our
those
foundation.
20, 30 million.
Yeah, look at what we're doing with no budget.
Yeah.
Imagine what we could do with a $20 million player budget. You know what I mean? Imagine what these guys can do. So that's I love Daryl, but I think if the move is
can we
right
use
for
that
him,
money
if
for
it's right
Ronaldo
for
next
us,
year?
then do it.
Possibly.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Can I just pose a quick hypothetical? I'll try and make this quick. In 2013, a certain individual, his name is Dom, played 13 matches and scored 15 goals for the USL Orlando City side. We welcomed him back to the club in 2017 for then a record trade, and he was swarmed at Orlando Airport.
Mhm.
The year is 2030. Daryl Dike has had a resounding career in Europe, but he's 29 years old now. He's played his game and he wants to come home. How many terminals do Orlando City fans fill up when he comes back?
Oh, I don't know. A whole lot though. That'll be amazing. But first, I think he goes to Serie A, which is the retirement league, and then he goes to MLS. You know.
So that means, so you're saying Ronaldo has a chance,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look at Zlatan,
Gosh.
62 years old, killing it.
and he's still playing.
Exactly.
All right, guys, let's go real quick to our new homegrown signings.
Mhm.
We have the Boricua Wilfredo Rivera, the Boricua,
Yeah.
probably one of the best Puerto Rican soccer players that I know of,
Yeah.
because they usually play basketball and baseball. And then we got Raul Aguilera. Well, good old
Aguilera.
Raul Aguilera.
Mhm.
So Raul from Sanford, Florida, went to Seminole High School. Know his parents. I do very well. I seen the kid grow up from the indoor days at Northside to basically at 5 points and kicks. The kid was a little kid with his dad Raul playing indoor soccer, and basically migrated over here, did everything for his family, and the kid now is a stud. The kid, I mean, I saw him playing when he was playing against 11-year-old. Well, he was 11 playing against 20, 22, 23-year-olds and schooling them, and kicking the ball and doing all that. So Raul, he's going to be a great addition to Orlando City. It's awesome that you have a kid that's right in the backyard and that's been in that academy and that basically grew up at Orlando City, back from even the Joey Avalon days and the Greg Brick days of OC Academy to where it is today, which is way bigger than what it was. So great addition to get Raul. Wilfredo, I don't know much about Wilfredo. I know he's, was he in Orlando? Is he from Orlando?
No, Wilfredo was born in Puerto Rico. He's born from an area that is known for producing soccer players. It's a more urban area and a project area outside of San Juan, right? So they're just where they're from. That's soccer players come out. His dad is a Puerto Rican Hall of Famer. Soccer. His grandfather helped with the national team. If you speak Spanish, David Valentine, his podcast with Kenneth Ortiz, El Tiro de Esquina, they have a interview with Wilfredo's dad, and he goes into all of that whole backstory. So it's super cool. His dad came to the U.S. for opportunities, right? They were in Jacksonville for a while. He was in the Jacksonville Armada. He was just crushing it, and he was a kid. Orlando came to see him. He breaks his leg in like warm-ups. 18 months recovery. Or he's down because his chance. That day, Orlando scout came over to give him the offer. So they still said, look, hit us up when he's healthy. Then Mount Verde came on board. They had residency. They brought him from Jacksonville over to Orlando. The target was always going to be always Orlando for the dad. His dad said, Orlando is where I want my kid to go, right? And then it happened. The residency was important. He got in Mount Verde. And then when they got to Kissimmee, he really felt, he liked being seen by the first team, and he really took it up a notch. He's been someone that performed well in OCB. When you watch OCB, he stood out. He's left-footed. He's really small, but he's got flair. He's tough. He sticks his leg in. He could shoot from anywhere. He could do all kinds of stuff. You see the guy get on the other side of crosses, and he's 5'3", 5'4", maybe, and 120 pounds. I mean, he's just a small dude, but he's got skills. And apparently, he did. They saw him at OCB. and he showed well at IMG, and he's a homegrown. And Raul, you got to hand it to him because Raul is a hardworking, more defensive midfielder, technical player, one of those guys who's just reliable. He works his butt off. He's a good team player. You need players like that on your squad, and he's legitimately from the Orlando City Academy. He came from the academy 2 years, went to UNC, came back to OCB last year, and now he's on. Some of these 8 homegrowns weren't all really Orlando City products. Raul definitely is. And we're glad to see both of them. We're glad to see the team invest into homegrown, and that's 10 homegrowns now. And I think 5 of those have been in the last 2 years. L'Oreal, Bender, Holiday, Wilfredo.
6 on the roster.
Yeah, and Lorea. And so about Raul, he's like you're saying, OG. He's really an OG because he's actually
was
one of
the first year.
classes right when OC Academy started.
Exactly.
He was there.
He's
the original.
The picture that's the most striking of him, thank you for specifying that. I couldn't remember who it was out of the 2 new signings. Raul literally they did a photo shoot in the stadium, in the stands, with him with all of his different academy uniforms. And it's just this history of the last almost 10 years of Orlando City jerseys. And you see jerseys that weren't even worn in the USL days. Like these were jerseys only worn in the academy. And it's incredible to see that we've got someone that came all the way through that pipeline. I know I was ranting. I don't know if this was in our DMs or if it was on an earlier show. I don't know much about these academy players. I'm not nearly as up on it as Eddie and JJ are, but I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to be looking through our roster and see 6 homegrown players out of the 10 that we've signed. That they make up the foundation, the backups. These are the players that are going to be playing, hopefully, in the Open Cup. Hopefully, we qualify for that. I'll let Eddie talk about that in a minute. Yeah. We might see them in the Leagues Cup. We're going to see them on Wednesday nights when our starters need to take a rest after a Sunday night game that was scheduled 3 days after a trip that we then have to go to the other side of the country. Yeah, these players are going to see time. They're not going to see double-digit appearances, but they're going to see time. They're going to contribute. And who knows? A couple of them, there might be another Benji Michelle in there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and
I agree.
Look, yeah, and AJ, we're talking about the players. I mean, David Loera has been all over the preseason footage. With Nani. Nani was hurt for a while. Nani's back in training. From what I understand, the club didn't say. From what I understand, it was a bump with another player at IMG, our own players, and it was a thigh injury. There was some swelling. It came down, and he's back. And he's Nani.
He was letting his hair grow.
No, that wasn't it. So apparently it was a thigh injury, but he seems to be back. He's looking pretty good. Well, hopefully he's ready to start. But we got 34 games, 32 against the Eastern teams. A lot of them are mostly regional, right? So it means we're going to have a busy schedule. We're not traveling as much, but we're going to have a busy schedule. We're going to need a lot of contributions from everybody. We're going to need that 18 is going to look different a lot, I think, honestly.
All right. Let me real quick. I just want a quick answer. Okay. Sure. Just a quick answer from you 3. It's a Jenga piece. One player that will hurt us if we lose him in the season. Ryder.
Oh, I got to go to my notes. My Jenga piece. Honestly, I think I can't say one. I'm sorry, but my first one is Nani, and my second one is Perea.
Ryder. Swag. I'm sorry.
Your Jenga piece, Alex.
Oh man, it's got to be one of the 2 center backs. So I'll take Janssen. Robin. In my opinion, if it wasn't Nani, the true captain, Robin Janssen. But we have Nani. So
yeah, he'd be a good captain choice.
Janssen's the glue.
Okay. Yeah, my choice is actually Antonio Carlos, center back too. I think
because mine.
Because look what we have right now. We have Janssen. That's a great shout, Alex. but we do have another left-footed center back, right? We don't have a right-footed center back. And Carlos is, I like his attributes. And I think overall he's a little better than Janssen. And then if I had to pick a B, it would be Pedro Gallese, because I don't know where we're going to get with Brandon Austin, and nobody even knows if Mason's good or not. No one's ever seen him. He's like a jackrabbit or the Bigfoot. We're not really sure. We've seen clips here and there, so hopefully he is. I don't know. That'd be great, but we don't know. After Pedro, who
knows? All right, guys.
JJ, who's yours? Is Carlos too?
Mine is Carlos. Yes, actually, it should be the whole defensive 3 defenders that we have, because if one goes out, that whole chemistry. So we need to get more defenders in. We definitely
Liverpool
do.
syndrome.
Yeah. Real quick, Eddie, I want you to talk about Open Cup and League Cup. What the difference is. Open Cup, of course, is U.S. Open Cup, but League Cup. What's the difference between that and the Champions League?
Well,
the CONCACAF.
Well, the League Cup, what that is, it's basically it's going to be a tournament that it's going to have 4 teams from MLS, right? The 4 teams were based off of conference standings last year. So 2 from the East, 2 from the West. So we have a New York City FC and ourselves, Seattle and SKC are going to go playing teams from Liga MX. So we are already guaranteed to be in that. This is going to be played entirely in the U.S., the tournament. The schedule begins the week of August 9th for us with quarterfinal matches, and we're going to be hosting it. So we're going to see a Liga MX team here at Exploria Stadium. Hey, so that's going to be yet another tournament, another set of games after that summer slog. August is still hot as hell, and it's going to be tough to do it. Open Cup this year, it's only going to have a handful of teams. I think 8 teams, right? 4 from the East, 4 from the West. And in the first 3 matches, your points from the first 3 matches are going to determine the place. And why is that? Because if you had picked the top 8 teams from last year, you don't have the Galaxy, the LAFC, Atlanta, or Miami. So the league thought, those are big markets. Why don't we change it up and give some of these teams an easy schedule? So our first 3 matches against Atlanta, SKC, and I guess Cincinnati, it's is going to be those are going to be determining whether we're in the Open Cup at all.
So 4 West and 4 from
East,
the West,
8.
and 4 from the East.
Yeah, exactly. The Open Cup is 8. The League Cup is 4 MLS teams. The Open Cup is 8 MLS teams, which is, you know what? I don't like it. It's like Jim Curtin said, it's a U.S. closed cup. Part of the romance was some beer league team in Wisconsin can give a run to somebody, or like Orlando did in the USL days, they could beat some MLS teams. So it's dumb, but hopefully we make it, because I think that's a trophy that we can win, and we need to beat Atlanta first to start. They're in the East, and it sets the tone. But we don't have Mauricio Pereira for the first 2 matches because of suspension, because he went crazy in the New England, and we don't know Nani's healthy and no Moutinho. So, we got to start right.
On the Open Cup, the U.S. Open Cup, you qualify for Champions League, right? If you win it, yeah. So you can say that Wisconsin team that drinks beer and that is playing can knock everybody out and go play in the Champions League.
That could change their entire history of that club. So that's the romance of the Open Cup. This is a slightly social distance, cup or whatever right now.
Originally based on the 2020 qualifications, there were 36 open division clubs. There will now only be 4. There will be 4 ridiculous. From the 3rd division, 8 from the 2nd division, USL Championship, and like you said, the 8 from MLS. And that's only, to clarify, that's only from the 24 US-based clubs. So Vancouver,
so let me ask
Montreal.
You, when you say 3rd division, is that USPL and USL 2
League
and
1?
Like that?
Two from, I can answer that. 2 from USL League 1 and 2 from NISA.
So USPL is no longer getting an Open Cup spot.
No, so the US OCB or OCB minus or whatever it is, the OC U23, they're not going to get an Open Cup apparently.
USL League 2 and the USPL, and what's the third one? It's not NISA. It's whatever else that is. Yeah. They are 4 of the 36 clubs that qualified will get it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bad because Naples United was supposed to be one of those clubs and more than likely will not be getting in. So
Wow.
Yeah, because now we have a new team that made the USL 1, Lake Nona. I don't know if you guys heard about that. They're in the USL 1 now.
Oh, okay.
Just
cool.
It's just a bunch of soccer teams.
That makes sense. Lake Nona could afford the fee to get in.
I guess so. All right, guys. Are we going to have a show on Sunday?
Yeah. We're going to be recording on Sundays going
Okay.
forward. So you should see the podcast drop on Mondays.
So,
Okay, so
are we going to do it this Sunday, guys?
We should, yes. The preview for the next game.
And the preview for the next for the season coming up.
That's right.
I think that would be the best time to do it because then we'll have all of us on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do it on Sunday. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So I hope everybody enjoyed everything and this new YouTube that we'll be putting it on for you guys. This is something new that we're going to be doing. You can see Alex in bed. I'm behind Swag Brown, that is, in bed, laying there. I'm at Exploria Stadium, then you got Ryder down at Fort Myers in the purple room. And then you got Eddie, the commish, and watching TV probably.
Go off the Cocoa Pops.
Yeah. I have my child's room.
Rent
of
down
toys.
here is like $1,800 a bedroom. So gotta consolidate. Do the podcast in bed. That's what it takes.
There you go.
Hey,
I used to do it in bed also.
Yeah.
But now I
Yeah,
can't.
at least I'm not laying on my stomach.
That is true, but there was no
Pulling the
video of that.
JJ.
There's no video of that.
There are pictures, I'm sure.
There probably is, but we
And I forgot that we don't have Cleon. It's not. Of course, Papa Furbert is in town and it's his birthday, but his contract doesn't activate till Sunday night, anyways. I don't think 1 week before game, the first game. He's only good 1 week before and 1 week after the season ends. Other than that, he's MIA.
All right, guys.
Not to be
have to come
confused
up
with
a new
FTO.
saying. Does anybody have a new saying for this season?
We got a new saying.
I think we need to keep the old saying
Still
until
no poppy,
the
no
transfer
party,
goes
baby.
through.
No what? Oh, no poppy, no party. To get off my DK.
Yeah, I think it needs to stay the same until there's a
All
transfer. Once the
Yeah.
transfer
You're the
goes
one that
through, we
says it.
can
Go ahead.
buy a new one.
That's it. No poppy, no party, and
could buy
get off
more.
my DK. See you
All right, guys. We'll
Thanks,
see you
y'all.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.